It's your man Jay Graves Report, and welcome to the College Football Weekly Wrap-Up, Week 5, presented by your good neighbor, State Farm agent, Ravi R. Murray, located 3955 Eagle Creek Parkway, Indianapolis, or call your boy at 317-297-3804. Y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Wrapping up the top 5 ball games of the weekend, so let's get right to it. Now, before I get started, I know you boys see this 3-piece denim joint I got on. Hey, don't even ask where I got it, bruh, because they won't sell it to you anyway. They've been held under siege. Jay Graves is the only one with one of these boys. Hey, let's move on to the first ball game. Now, Friday night, we went out to Seattle, Washington, to see number 7, Stanford, show up to get the brakes beat off of them by number 10, the Washington Huskies. Now, I picked Stanford to win this ball game because I figured Christian McCaffrey was due to break loose on these boys, go to work on these boys, and all of a sudden, the Washington Huskies and Chris Peterson got these boys rolling. They beat them 44-6. Now, here's the deal. Jake Browning went 15 of 21, 210 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was just efficient. Then you had Myles Gaskin, went for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. This was the biggest lopsided win that Washington has had over a top 10 team since they beat USC in 1990. Now, keep in mind, the last time they beat a boy like that, they went on to share the national championship with Miami. Now, I ain't going to say they're going to get to the national championship game, but I will say this win legitimizes these boys. And here's the reason why. Christian McCaffrey is probably the best all-around player in college football, at least on the offensive side of the ball. They held this done to 12 carries, 49 yards, and then he only had 5 catches for 30 yards. I mean, I'm waiting on him to do everything. They wouldn't let him loose. This was the worst loss that Stanford's had since they lost in 2007 to Arizona State, 41-3. So this is the coming out party for Washington, because I thought them boys going to get out there and wet the bed because the lights and cameras was too high for them, too bright for them. Hey, but they showed up and did work. Now, let's move on to the next ball game. Now, let's go down to the Big 12. We got number 22, Texas, shows up to Boone Pickens Stadium and get the doors blown off of them by Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State put 49 points on these boys, beat them 49-31. Mason Randolph went to work on these boys, put up 392 yards, 3 touchdowns. Justin Hill rushed 25 times for 125 yards. Here's the crazy thing about it. Oklahoma State rushed for 163 yards on the ground because Texas couldn't tackle nothing. I mean, these boys just running out there, falling all down in front. I felt like I was watching a Pop Warner game when these boys trying to tackle. But here's the crazy thing about it. Texas should have won this ball game because statistically, rushing the football, they were nuts. Texas rushed for 329 yards on these boys, put up 568 yards of total offense against Oklahoma State, and lost, got blown out of the joint. So all I want to know is, I ran into Bevo on the yard Saturday night. That done it, already taking his doggone horns off, put on a do-rag and a girdle, try to sneak into a Buick and drive off. Because I saw Shaq driving that joint. He gonna get in the passenger seat. They up in that mud trying to get away from campus. Hey, all I'm saying is, Charlie Strong, you might start packing up your clothes, bruh. If you get out here and lose next week to Oklahoma, it's gonna be a problem. But here's the deal. Texas gonna mess around, beat OU in the Red River rivalry next weekend, because that's what they normally do. They sporadic. You don't know what they're gonna do. But I'm telling you, Charlie Strong, they ain't gonna hang around, and I can't keep on defending you, bruh. When you putting up numbers like this and still losing by 18 points, I can't help you, bruh. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now we got number 11, Tennessee, goes down between the hedges to play number 25, Georgia. Now, this ball game was a back and forth the entire night. Now, here's the deal. Tennessee wins this ball game 34-31 on a Hail Mary. But here's the crazy thing about it. 19 seconds left in the ball game. Georgia throws a dart down the middle of the field and scores a touchdown. They winning the ball game. It's 10 seconds left in the game. All we got to do is bat the ball down. These duns get out here. Joshua Dobbs, the aerospace engineer, with 2 helmets because his brain too big. He got to wear 2 helmets. He gets out there and throws his shot down the field. They throw a Hail Mary, and instead of boys batting the ball down, these duns out here trying to get an interception, and Jawan Jennings come down with it. Tennessee wins this ball game. Now, here's the crazy thing about Tennessee. Tennessee hasn't scored but 3 points all season long in the first half. They've been getting routed in the first half, and then they keep coming back and winning these ball games. That's why I said in my hot joint this morning that college football Saturdays are far more exciting than NFL Sundays. Simply because you got foolishness like this going on, where in an NFL game, all they would have done is bat the ball down because nobody's got anything to prove. But because you got a whole host of cats on the other end trying to get to the league, trying to prove to Big Mama that they played, trying to get in the newspaper, these duns out here trying to catch the ball instead of batting it down and lose the game. So what I'm going to do from now, for the longest, I used to always say, Georgia is Mark Richt's Georgia. Well, now I got to start saying Georgia is Kirby Smart's Georgia. Because until these duns start winning games like they supposed to win, you got a boy on the ropes. 19 seconds left in the game, you get a dart down the middle of the field, the game's over. And you are everybody dancing and screaming, they going crazy, and these duns out here trying to catch it, get an interception. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got number 8. Wisconsin goes out to the big house to play number 4, Michigan. Now, this game lived up to all the hype that it was. Both defenses showed up, played like crazy. This was the first win. But Michigan wins this ball game 14-7. But this was the first win. I couldn't believe it. The first win Michigan had over a top 10 team since Doug Rich Rodriguez team beat number 9 Wisconsin back in 2008. So now, Michigan is legitimately back on the map. And now we're going to see what they're going to do. These boys undefeated, although they still playing all these games at the crib. I still can't figure out how Jim Harbaugh got these boys. They got 9 home games at the crib. They done played 5 straight home games. And so now, but somebody tell me this. This is what I need to know. I was watching the game yesterday, and I saw that Jim Harbaugh got on a pair of khakis, but he got on a pair of full cleats. Why you need a pair of cleats on at the game? I guess he figured once he pulled one of them boogers out, boy gonna try to chase him down for it. So he got to be able to get away from a boy and not slip and fall because he wants the booger all to himself. Don Jim Harbaugh, these boys got to roll it. I got to mess with him because he dove out there. He got on a full pair of cleats, bro, like he getting ready to line up and return a kickoff or a punt or something. And all he doing is calling plays. Michigan wins this ball game. Let me tell you about the defense, Michigan's defense. They held these boys in the fourth quarter, 1 of 6 on third down. The entire ball game, they held Wisconsin 3 of 15 on third downs. So that means, they was going to work. 3s and outs, bro. They got these boys, they taking care of business. All I got to do is say, I can't wait until November. When the Michigan-Ohio State game come up, I figure Jim Harbaugh going to have a pocket full of boogers and some extra long cleats. Hey, let's move on to the next ball game now. Big ball game down in Clemson, South Carolina. We at number 3, Louisville. Goes down to play number 5, Clemson. Now, here's the deal. I picked Louisville to win this ball game, but I wasn't mad that because I saw a great ball game. That's all you want. You want a great ball game. Clemson wins this ball game 42-36. Deshaun Watson puts up 309 yards, 5 touchdowns. He threw 3 dub picks. Boys try to act like he didn't throw 3 dub picks when they start talking about it. They say, Deshaun Watson, 309 yards, 5 touchdowns. That dub threw 3 dub picks. So let's make sure we put that out there. Now, Lamar Jackson went to work too. I think he played a better game in the sense that he had 295 yards, 1 touchdown, threw a dub pick, but he also had another 162 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. But here was the deal. Louisville outplayed these boys after they settled down, because they came out there and was dull at the beginning of the game, all kind of penalties. Penalties killed them in this ball game. They had 11 penalties for 104 yards versus Clemson had 6 penalties for 61 yards. But when you look at the numbers, when you look at the box score, Louisville had 31 first downs versus 26. They had 568 yards versus 507. They had 273 in rush yards versus 201. And then they had only 3 turnovers versus 5 turnovers. And the time of possession was on Louisville's side. Had the ball 37 minutes versus 27 minutes. They had the ball 10 minutes more, 10 minutes longer than Clemson. But here was the problem. Mistakes at the end of the ball game. Mistakes, dull penalties killed them. And here was the deal. Lamar Jackson, as good as he is, experience caught up with him. Last play of the ball game, they 4th and 12. This done throw the ball out to the flat, which is about 7 yards out. If you're going to throw that football, you got to at least throw it in the end zone, or you got to throw it at least to get enough for the first down. Because now you throw the ball to the flat, this done can't do nothing but run out of bounds, ball game over. But that comes down to maturity and experience. I will say this was a ball game that boys needed to see. It was worth the climb over, all the fellas, from the hood. This is how we look at a ball game. Is it worth the sneak in? Is it worth us sneaking in the game, climbing the gate, and getting caught? If it's worth it, we gonna do it. Hey, we gonna climb in the game every time it's a big one. Clemson wins this ball game. I'm interested to see where they gonna go from here. Hey, it's your man Jay Graves Report from TheJayGravesReport.com. And remember, this segment is always presented by your good neighbor, State Farm agent, Ravi R. Murray, located 3355 Eagle Creek Parkway, Indianapolis, or you can call your boy at 317-297-3804 and holla at your boy.